I'm a man.
We're back. I guess we have to talk about college football again.
Yeah, and how I need to just trust my gut and never pick with my heart. It really is. It's really unfortunate because I definitely explained last week how I was like, Ohio State's most likely going to win this game. And I was like, no, picking Texas.
Your opportunity to run away.
Uh-oh. What's the audience to know? I nailed the picks last week. Nailed it. Only one.
Yeah, you got all of them right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Because I just knew better. I just knew
it was going to be a blowout.
Becky missed his chance to run away with it. So now we don't have a 9-point national championship game pick.
Listen. Penn State, they were due. They were due to fuck up somewhere along the way. And it just so happened to be Penn State. Notre Dame was like, yeah, give me Notre Dame. And then I just haven't believed in Quinn Ewers all year. Haven't believed like fully in Texas, like all the way through. And it came to be that I was right in my doubts of that team.
Yeah, I think that there was a lot of unfortunate lessons in this game that felt like we had already learned, but we got to see them all unfold again. The Golden Domers, Penn State Nittany Lions, that was annoying because I felt very vindicated. I was like, I knew Penn State was a fucking football team. I knew this was a real championship medal kind of football team. And then Drew Allar was like, hold up. Let me show you how much not that guy I am.
I can't believe how all four of these teams just have nothing at that position. Not that guy. Like, there's not one team with that guy.
Well, I mean, we'll talk about that as far as a preview to the game, because I think that's a funny storyline to the game, to the championship game. But Drew Allar, not that guy. He had a running back that looked like initially the running back had just simply dropped the touchdown pass, which I guess suppose he did. He does share some fault in that. But just an incredibly, hilariously poorly thrown ball to him, the wide open player. The ball is thrown up here where it should be. He catches it, turns, he's easy in the end zone. Instead, it's like the baseball player having to dig out the throw, near the leg, down at the legs kind of stuff. Not good. And then there was an awful interception later in the game. This Drew Allar just really did everything he could to lose the game, and you got to appreciate that. Riley Leonard continues to climb up draft boards for having big dog energy. Now, Caesar might poo-poo him as a prospect for many, many things, but I will say, I think as funny as the draft is, and we'll talk about one of the newer prospects in it later, Riley Leonard is an interesting prospect that's going to have some funny stories and funny hype, especially if he wins Notre Dame its first national championship in how long?
Since like the 80s, I want to say.
It's 70s? Been a while.
I got
it's been a while. But okay, yeah.
Claimed national title 88.
Oh, there you go. But like just to talk on Riley Leonard, yeah, I might poo-poo him as like an early day prospect, but you can't knock it if I won't knock a team for like, well, he's a developmental guy. He won Notre Dame a national championship. You're gonna hear the same talking points you hear about guys who don't have elite tools, like, oh, he has that dog in him. I'd let this guy date my daughter. You're gonna hear all that type of talk around him. I feel like even though he does have good size, I just don't know if he has everything else to make it far in the pros. But listen, You win Notre Dame a national championship, you are forever a college football legend, at least in the state of Indiana and among Catholic football fans everywhere.
And even funnier is just the direct comparison for all the Brian Kelly stuff. I need to go somewhere, just all the shit he talked, and then they just immediately turned it around on him.
Brian Kelly is so happy for the Notre Dame. What are you talking about? He's talking all about how happy he is right now.
What accent is?
And look at that. LSU gets worse as soon as he gets there. You just gotta love it.
Yeah, I still am disappointed at LSU for outthinking just having the Cajun guy. They should just let the drunk Cajun guy continue to coach the program and then just hire his coordinators for him.
If you're not winning football games, you can't really be out there trying to pick up a booster's wife at the gas station.
Look,
I mean, you could happen. Still. The man has charm.
But you'll lose your job.
It could have ramifications.
But if you win games, then no one cares.
Yeah.
Hell, the guy might even be okay with it. He might even encourage it.
And might pay extra. Let's talk about the next game that happened in the Final Four. Yeah.
Ooh.
The Texas Longhorns, not with the same amount of chances as the Nittany Lions. This was a little bit different. Ohio State really should have kicked the living shit out of the Texas Longhorns in this game fairly early on. Travion Henderson gets a little bit of gets a taunting penalty, right? I think was essentially what he got. He slapped at the lineman's face. Stalls the drive. Ohio State, they're punting instead of potentially going up 14-0 after 2 possessions. Pretty much a dull, defensive-minded game until the halftime, at which point Texas drives down the field. Boom, touchdown. Now we're cooking. Now we're playing some football. Almost 2 seconds later, it feels like. Maybe it was 12 total. I don't know. Future Dallas Cowboy Travion Henderson makes up for his penalty and ties the game as it goes into halftime. It's pretty much how we were stuck there for a second, right? There's no other scores there's one score for one score Ohio State, Texas no score in the second half until they almost score and then they don't.
1 second.
No, there's another Texas score. There has to be.
I hate the way they do this. I have to be
missing one.
Here we go. Scoring summary. Got you. So half ends 14-7. Third quarter, Quinn Ewers to Jaden Blue, 26-yard pass. Ties up.
Yeah, 14. That's what it was. Okay, so yeah, tied at halftime. They were going to be tied, and then he broke the tie.
Yeah,
with 3:12 left in the third quarter. Yeah.
Whew. Yeah, and so driving down the field, basically in the end zone, Steve Sarkisian calls an interesting play. Quinn Ewers does an audible out. Whatever you want to make of that is whatever you want to make of that. It ends in a chance where it's 4th and goal when Quinn Ewers finally, one last desperation hope. It worked the week before. It's going to work again. This is the team of miracles, right? Instead, this time it was a strip sack. Ohio State seals the football game. And I don't even remember what the final was exactly.
28-14.
Yeah, it was a normal 28-14 score. Not all Quinn Ewers' fault, but there was some other stuff in there. There was an interception overthrow, I believe, towards the end of the game, right? Towards the middle of the game.
I want to say yes.
I didn't take notes.
Ultimately, babysitter offense again. What I've been calling this offense is very predictable offense. It was not a good formula when it came to Ohio State's speed and NFL bodies. It was tough. Quinn Ewers obviously has a relationship with Ohio State himself. We thought that potentially there was a world where he could lose this game and then go play for the Bucs himself next season. Though we know that isn't likely to happen. Who knows? Maybe still could happen, but most likely won't, because now Quinn Ewers is declared for the NFL draft, where the Giants will take him number 2 overall, 3 overall, 4 overall.
Actually,
his interception came
4th
after we went down by 2, after the strip sack.
Oh, okay. So maybe I'm whatever.
It was in the 2 minutes.
Oh, there was
down by 2 scores.
That was the thing of this game. He had fucked up early, and then later on in the game, he threw that fucking bullet pass to that was the biggest backbreaker of the whole game. Is he throws the pass to the kid who's supposed to be the
strip sack was
Heisman.
Strip sack was it.
No, yeah, but I'm talking about before that. The kid who came from Alabama this year. And was supposed to be, potentially even like a Heisman candidate type receiver, and ended up being Golden. That ended up being the best receiver.
Golden? No,
not him. The other guy. Fuck. He just declared for the draft too.
Gunnar Helm?
No, Gunnar Helm's awesome. He's real hip hop.
So, Becky, the Giants have the 3rd overall pick. So,
Bond.
He'll be the
Bond,
3rd pick in the draft.
3rd pick in the draft, Quinn Ewers. Congratulations. I'm excited for you and all the future times that Micah Parsons absolutely makes your life miserable.
We're sure that's not Shedeur Sanders' job?
No, we're sure. Absolutely. He's going number 1 or number 2.
Yeah, he's potentially going number 1 to the Dallas Cowboys moving forward.
Oh, my God.
All right, but yeah, so what's Quinn's legacy here is the question. For me, I respect it, man. He was never really going to live up to the expectations we gave him, I think, which is also the story for Arch as that begins next season. I think my ultimate thing is I'm appreciative of all the times that Quinn Ewers was able to really make teams look stupid when he played his best football, when the team was playing its best football. Quinn Ewers looks quite amazing. I'm still frustrated and perhaps befuddled by how little he progressed and really changed from the Quinn Ewers that he started as and the Quinn Ewers he is today. I still think he's going to make a lot of money in the NFL, not necessarily as a starter forever, but it maybe potentially as an early pick and as a starter for a little bit before potentially just being journeyman backup for a bit. Because I still there's a lot of stuff with Quinn Ewers that leads to the imagination, but he's got a lot of natural ability to play football. He's got great size. So
he's going to be his generation's Derek Carr.
Potentially. I mean, I think he could get that much love in the NFL. I think
he's probably going to be a good backup someday.
I think Quinn Ewers is going to potentially still be the first quarterback taken, depending on how the scouts want to go. No I think Cam Ward still scares them to some extent, potentially. Shedeur should go number 1. I still fear. You think Cam Ward before Shedeur?
I think Cam Ward. I definitely think Cam Ward is the better quarterback prospect out of the 3 of them. Just size-wise, he's about the same size, if not bigger than Quinn, right? And he's been in pass-heavy offenses just the same as Shedeur, but asked to make, downfield throws way more than Shedeur was. And you've seen him do it at different stops. And I think that's what I appreciate about Cam Ward's journey is the amount of success that he has had at different locations, different offensive systems. And I think that should weigh a lot with NFL GMs and scouts.
I respect that, but I still am very pro Shedeur.
I don't disagree that Shedeur is not a good quarterback. I just think he's the second best in this. I think
Shedeur has the fun characteristics that even if his best version of him still might have some flaws that are frustrating. But I really like Shedeur. I think just entertainment wise, I feel like whoever gets him gets really lucky to get to watch that quarterback a lot because he's an absolute entertainer.
Oh, for sure. There is a very fun aspect to his game. It honestly, for both guys, it's just what systems they find themselves in. Because that's with all quarterbacks, right? You get put into a certain environment with a certain offensive system and philosophies that don't take advantage of your skill. Like honestly, for Shedeur Sanders, he probably should be the first overall pick in Tennessee because that offense just fits his style a little bit more. And then Cam in Cleveland with Kevin Stefanski. Again, that would be the better fits for the guys. I just think it's going to go the other way around in terms of who gets taken first.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, we'll have plenty of time to delegate that. Patrick, how do you feel about Quinn Ewers' legacy?
I mean, the best quarterback we've had since Colt McCoy was there, so
not a high bar to clear.
That's,
but yes.
Yeah. No, I mean, back-to-back college football semifinals most people would kill to have that, so
True.
I can't be too upset about it. Would have liked for it to end a little bit better, but it's not entirely on him.
At least the fucking SEC
a lot of
championship.
it's on him. Yeah, the weird kicker woes also kind of cost us in a weird spot this season. But I mean, Quinn didn't do what you brought him in to do at the end of the day. So
the whole offense really looked really strange for a lot of reasons.
Well, I mean,
it'd be interesting to see what that feels like.
I think a lot of that changes with the pace of play that Arch will provide. And hopefully that opens up the scoring a little bit more because real wasted effort by the defense, one of the best defenses we've ever had.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I mean,
best
really,
defense in the country. I don't even think it's a question considering that they should have lost that Ohio State game by 60 points. And both Georgia games, they should have lost by a ton, but the defense made it at least happen to keep them in it. So,
well, I mean, at least you'll be returning a good. I feel like you'll be returning a good amount of starters on both sides of the ball.
I think it's like half on both.
Still going to be a solid amount of talent, and
the depth's fine. The recruiting classes are only getting better. I think for the next couple of years, each class coming up is going to be better than the one before it. So,
and on top of that, I think you're going to hopefully. This is just me hypothesizing here, just based on Arch Manning's skill set. I think you might see a more imaginative offense.
That's what I mean. They're going to open it because it's just, and we'll get to this in our next NFL talking point. Also, both offenses I had to watch this year were just, you could see it. It was there, and it just wasn't happening in a way that would push them over the edge against other actual good teams.
Yeah, vibes.
Very frustrated. I'm feeling less upset, but
now you potentially turn your season to scrawny white boys with mobile abilities.
Yeah. And
Arch might put on some weight.
They're about the same age too. I think JJ McCarthy's like 22.
Yeah, so I'm just saying. There you go. That's your future. All right, well, that's it, man. Texas Longhorns wasting opportunity. Steve Sarkisian not likely to be an NFL head coach despite all the rumors.
Marcus Freeman.
We both
in a world where Jerry actually money whip people, I could see that being a thing to be worried about. But since he doesn't, Sark's not going anywhere.
Yeah, and I think that if we're going to be honest, if there's one coach that I could take from the college football season to be getting his overrated boost to inevitably fail in the pros, Ryan Day.
Oh,
Jacksonville, are you ready to do it again?
God,
how funny would it be if they did it? Who else is going to need it?
The Jets are always in the conversation. The Raiders are always in the conversation. The Bears are always in the conversation.
There's some fun opening positions here. Ryan Day, spray paint your beard. It's time to go interview with some NFL GMs / coaches / owners.
Please no. No, Don't let these two fan bases are tortured enough as it is. They don't need Ryan Day to make it worse.
The Browns need a coach. Let's give it to the Browns fans.
Well, they haven't fired Stefanski to this point, so I imagine he's safe for another season.
If Ryan Day's on the board, they got to do it. Okay, so
no, they don't.
Let's talk about the game at hand.
The national title game, baby.
This is an interesting game. Notre Dame, Ohio State for the first expanded 12-team national champion. The gauntlet of 16 games it took to get here, 17 games to get here for these teams.
Yeah, the 16 games. This will be game 17 for them.
Did both of them play in a conference championship game?
Not Notre Dame.
So Notre Dame didn't.
Notre Dame, yeah. So it's a weird road where various schedules and whatnot. And of course,
this will be the Irish's 16th game.
So maybe the Irish.
I think they've already set a school record for wins in a year with 14.
Matter of fact, both of these teams have only played 15 games, so this is game 16 for both of them.
Oh, because the Buckeyes didn't make their title game. So we already have our biggest narrative right there. Are the championship games completely irrelevant now? We felt like the week that they happened that they were, and now they feel almost even more irrelevant than ever. Your Big 12, your SEC, your what have yous, they feel a little meh.
I would agree.
The conferences are too big for them to play a season. Like you have to reschedule everything to actually playing the entire conference, and then the games actually mean something.
With 12 teams, it's a lot of teams. So, I do kind of just want it to go away, but then I guess at this point, if they've got this much football, they don't want to give any more back.
No, I think 12 teams. I mean, honestly, I think this playoff was very successful. I think
that's fine. Conference games, though, I'm kind of ready just to give it whoever has the best record.
They need to restructure, force Notre Dame into a conference, and make 4 16-team conferences and just get on with it. But
they basically already forced them into.
Is Notre Dame smart for not having to waste their energy on a game that it doesn't mean?
It doesn't. Not really, because if you win the games anyways, you'll get in.
So
as Ohio State is now, Ohio State didn't play in theirs, and they make whatever.
Yeah, but they don't have to. But Ohio State took that route through losses and because just the way it goes, the bracket goes. Notre Dame can just continue to be this brand, and they don't necessarily have to.
But they also can never be. They'll never get a bye. Is the way it's set up right now.
Well, yeah.
No,
here's the thing with Notre Dame.
I think they can get voted in, right?
All the buys. Nope. All the buys are for conference champion winners.
There you go. But so with Notre Dame,
some sort of clause that lets
the top 4 championship, top 4 conference champions,
and they are technically an independent. However, they are essentially a shadow member of the ACC because they essentially, due to their basketball program and other sports being part of the ACC, have to play, are contractually obligated to play a good chunk of ACC schools. Like if you look at their schedule, they had to play Louisville, Stanford, Georgia Tech, Florida State, Virginia. That is about near half their schedule. So they could, if they really wanted to, join the ACC. But they already are in there in other sports. So
that would just clean everything up, Yeah.
Although I argue they should be a part of the Big Ten because I just think that would be more fun.
Whatever they decide, the perfect system is probably there's 4 8-team conferences. And then there's relegation, and then then you work from there.
Relegation would be fun because all those bottom feeder SEC schools would just be like, "Hey, welcome to the Sun Belt, baby."
That's every conference. Yeah, every big conference has 2 or 3 decent teams every year, and then a bunch of terrible ones.
True, yeah. But just imagine Vanderbilt just running amok in Conference USA.
After this year, Vanderbilt will be up in the big boy.
No, I do think that it may take us 20 years, but we will get to a relegation system because it would be too much fun. It makes too much sense for college football.
I think they would lose money.
That's why I said it may take us 20 years, but eventually they'll see that people will enjoy the shit out of that.
I guess it all depends on if kids still play football in 20 years.
Yeah, well, I think they will. It's just they're going to, we'll probably have better padding, but then you'll still have to deal with the risks. The only Ohio State preview I have here, there's two things actually I want to talk about. So only Ohio State thing I'm going to say, we could end up looking back at this team and being like, man, what an NFL coded team that was. Holy motherfucking NFL shit.
I mean, I'm saying the same thing about Texas right now.
Well, to some extent, yeah. Texas is incredibly loaded.
There's going to be a lot of those guys.
Incredibly loaded. I am still walking away from that being like, holy shit, Ohio State might have like a handful or maybe potentially two hands worth of all pros potential level guys coming out of their team. They've got incredible players on that squad. So part of me is going to just go ahead and lean into ball knower instead of the fan side of me. Because the fan side of me says Riley Leonard and the Golden Domers finish off their heroic season and, win a championship. But ball knower me says Ohio State curb stomps the ever-living piss out of them to win the national championship.
The line opened at 9.5. I think it's down to 8 right now. It's still more than a score, which is surprising to me.
Yeah,
I do think Ohio State's a better team, but I don't know that they're betting 8-point favorite.
I think they're looking at Notre Dame. They're like, there's no way. There's no way.
Good. I think Notre Dame is really good, though. Notre Dame is much better. We know that now factually. It feels like Notre Dame has gotten much better in the NIL era. It feels like now they have dudes that are NFL players.
After in their post NIU era, they look really good.
Yeah. Well, look, so the NIL cost them against NIU. Otherwise, all the rest of them dubs.
True. And listen, you can't discredit Marcus Freeman's the job that he's done with that program. He's absolutely established it. Yeah, his hairline for sure. But he's established one thing: hard-nosed, grimy-ass football, right? So if there is one style of football that can keep you in a game consistently, it's that. You just drag them down in the mud with you. And listen, Ohio State has been susceptible to that kind of play before, and they sometimes forget that they have NFL talent on offense. Now, they haven't the last couple weeks, but who's to say that Chip Kelly won't choke the game away like he's choked so many things away throughout his lackluster career as an NFL coach, as a college coach, and now as a coordinator.
Head coach again? I don't know, man. He's about to
go fuck himself.
Potentially
on his downfall.
He's potentially about to be a championship OC. What does he do? He's not waiting for Ryan Day to get fired anymore in that case, right? So
because he knows he can't cut it as a head coach anymore because he's
but what if Ryan Day loses to Michigan again next year? He's gone, and I don't think it matters if he wins a title.
And then they fire him immediately, and then Chip Kelly wins the next year's title.
Mm-hmm.
That's some Jerry Jones ass management right there.
Because Chip Kelly comes in there and he's recruiting a bunch of guys who just
he only has to coach. He only has to coach 5 games.
All right. Well,
that man doesn't.
That's who I got. I am going with the Ohio State Buckeyes to represent the American world champion of the college football game that only we play, but are still world champions of no matter what.
So in this game, with all the hate in my heart that I have for Chip Kelly, which will never go away, despite the fact that I'm praying on their downfall, it's just hard to envision Notre Dame there is so many different paths to victory for Ohio State. I think there's only one path to victory for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And when you only have one way that you can win, I just don't see it happening for them. It might be a close game. I don't know if Ohio State covers the spread. But
can Notre Dame capitalize in the red zone is a big question, and can they stop Ohio State from capitalizing?
Yeah, it's essentially, can you stop that NFL receiving core that they have of Ohio State? If you can slow them down and make Will Howard have to settle for everybody else on that team, then sure, why not? But I just don't see it. And unfortunately for Notre Dame, I think they're gonna get another loss in the national title game in the books.
Y'all want to do this like Final Jeopardy style, where you gotta bet some of your points on the Ohio State pick?
All right. Okay. Hold on.
The scores going into this are Bethy has 7, Caesar has 6, and I have 5.
All right, well,
I'm just
we can't all pick.
I'm angling for any way for me to be able to be like,
the problem is, I guess,
I'm going to pick Ohio State and gamble all 5 of mine, so then I'll get 10 if they win.
And
then y'all
then
either have to.
If we all pick Ohio State, we're gonna have to do something else.
Well, it depends. It's a bidding game. So
I would say Ohio State 7 points.
All right,
okay,
you know what?
But if they don't win, then you're at 0. And if I say Ohio State 1 point, then I just get 4 and I beat you.
All right, so then this is what we're gonna do.
They wouldn't win.
I'm going to.
Yeah, I only lose 4 points. Or I'd only lose 1 point.
Yeah.
You'd lose 7.
So I'd take the risk, I guess. I don't know. Is there a math that
here's what we're gonna do then. I'll let you two duke it out for Ohio State. I'm gonna go ahead.
I already wrote Notre Dame in as my pick.
I'm gonna double down as a Chip Kelly hater, and I'm gonna take Notre Dame, knowing damn well they're probably not gonna win. But I'm just gonna lock that in right now. Lock me in for Notre Dame.
I already have Notre Dame on mine, so you don't have to change your pick if you don't want to.
I
was just asking how you wanted to do the points.
All right, well, it doesn't matter. You guys are both picking against me, so I'm picking Ohio State, and I'm putting all 7 points down on it.
No, we won't do points. You guys will either tie or Jacob will win. That's where we're at.
All right, I'll take a tie. Fuck it.
I'll make the tiebreaker. Whoever got the most doubles correct.
Wouldn't that be
which
neither
Jacob?
of us?
Well, no, Jacob has it right now. He got 2 doubles correct.
Oh, so then I'm fucked either way.
I'll make it whoever lost the most doubles actually gets extra points. I don't know. I'll figure something out.
All right.
What else? We got anything else for college football?
There's NILs and transfer portals and coaches and all that. Well, there's time for that.
Who do the mean green? Who have you guys brought in?
Nobody. I don't think anything has changed.
A bunch of blue collar kids. Bunch of blue collar kids who are trying to earn their keep around this here college football first class division.
Wish I'd done.
Oh well, you know what? Here's a little bit of news. Bill Belichick is losing his first quarterback to the transfer portal.
Drew Bledsoe.
Jacoby Criswell is leaving the North Carolina Tar Heel program.
They'll be all right.
That's because he came in and said, "I'm bringing in someone else, so you can go look. You can go look for a new job."
Yeah, I think he gets a kid back too because their starter got injured super early in the season last year. So I think he has Brad Johnson's son to start his.
He's still in college?
Yeah, somehow. A&M, LSU, North Carolina. I think he got injury red shirt because he got
and COVID year.
Yeah, and he got injured last year to start the season.
There you go.
All right.
I was trying to do this bit really quick. I don't think I'm able to do it fast enough. All right. Since we got through that early, let's play one question of SNES Sports Jeopardy and see if we can get a single question right.
Okay.
All right. I'm ready.
The other day when I turned this on for the first time, one of the options was jockeys. So I didn't get any of those right.
What do we got? What's the
we
topic?
got equipment, managers, Hall of Fame, bowling, and origins. I think I'm going to go with Hall of Fame because that won't have changed too much since 1990, whatever this year came out.
All right.
100.
You
got the most votes the first year of voting for the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Ding.
Lou Gehrig.
Me.
It's definitely not Lou Gehrig.
Babe Ruth. Oh, damn. They have to make you type it? All right.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
The Great Bambino. It kind of even looks like the guy.
Ooh, incorrect.
Son of a bitch.
I would have thought it was him too. Let's see if the computer gets it right.
I would assume they did. They do.
Ty Cobb. That makes sense.
Who was
that was I said that.
Yeah, oops.
All right, well,
Okay, that'll wrap up college football. I think throughout time we might get more Jeopardy questions. I think I might record some and not do them live because typing that's stressful.
right?
All right, join us in our part 3 as we talk about something else.
More football, baby.
You reap the fruit of your selfish ways. You gonna lose all your fancy foosball games, and you're gonna fail your big exam because school is
the devil. Everything is the devil to you, mama. Well, I like school, and I like football, and I'm gonna keep doing them both because they make me feel good.